So if you're new to playing piano, or even if you're an intermediate pianist, this is going to be a great exercise to help you to be able to play both your major scales and your major, minor and diminished chords all in one go. All in one go. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to be in the key of C. It's going to sound like this. Alright, let's get straight into it. So on the left hand, we're playing the major scale. So in the key of C, it's all laid out perfectly in terms of there being all white notes. Very easy to remember. On the right hand, we're looking at this. So on the right hand, we're going to have our thumb, our third finger, and our little finger on the G. And what I'm doing, I'm playing a broken chord. So I'm ascending C, going up to E, going up to G. Then my thumb is going to go from the C down to the next scale note in the key of C, so which will be B. And C is a good starting place, especially if you're new to this. You can see how it's all laid out in terms of all these white notes, so it's very easy to comprehend. Here we go. And we play it twice. Then I'm going to move up to D. So I'm going to be playing a D minor chord. D, F, A. Then my thumb is going to go down from this D to C. Same concept. So go back to the C. 2 times. D now. So we've played a C major chord, which has actually become a C major 7 chord. Then a D minor, which has now become a D minor 7 chord. Now I'm going to be moving to E minor, which is actually going to become a E minor 7 chord. Then F major, which becomes F major 7. So already we've covered a lot of ground by just playing these 4 respective notes of the major scale. Now we're on G. Oh, slightly different. So now we've got our G7. It's a slightly different sound. Good chord extension to know though. So we have our C, D, E minor, and that was a D minor before. Then F major, G major, A minor now. Now slightly different, we're going to have our B diminished, which takes us to our half diminished or our B minor 7 flat 5. And then we can come to our C major, finishing with a C major 7. So all together one more time. And remember, we play this 2 times each for each block. Really take your time with it as you're practicing these, especially if you're new. No rush. Really get your hands used to the position of these chords, and then finish with the C. Now when you're competent in C, you can just do the same idea in all the other 11 keys. So to go from C to C as an octave, between the C, or including the first one, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 respective keys, and then we get to our octave. So there's 12 different ways that we can play this. So we've done the C one. Let's do a couple of others. So let's go to the key of D. Let me just change this over here. Alright, so here we go. Let's take that off. Okay, here we go. So in the key of D, this is the D major scale, and that's what the left hand's going to be playing. So on the right hand, we need to pay attention to the F sharp and the C sharp. Alright, so here we go. It will sound like this. Finish with the D. Now Now I really like this exercise, especially practicing this in all 12 keys, because then your right hand will really get used to the different chord options in terms of playing major 7 chords, or dominant 7th chords we could call them, minor chords, so D minor 7th chords, and also diminished chords, but also in the context of half diminished. So we're really covering a lot of ground when we're practicing these chords, this chord exercise in all 12 keys. That way, if you saw, for example, on a chord chart, A7, by practicing this, you'll be able to know exactly where to play. It'll be here. Or if it was, C sharp minor 7 flat 5, you'd know how to play this. All right, let's go to the key of F. So this is the F major scale. That's what the left hand's going to be playing. So on the right hand, it will sound like this. Alright, so likewise in this context, if you saw, on a chord chart, something saying F major 7, you know how to play it. And especially the fact that we've played the same chord and the same way of playing this chord, we played it in the context of C. So when we're in the key of C, this chord was chord 4. Let me show you this. So we had that chord, which was chord 1, chord 2, then this was 3, and then 4 was. But what's interesting that you see the overlap now in terms of when we start to practice this exercise in the key of F, this chord is exactly the same. And this is a really good exercise in terms of being able to practice these chord shapes on the right hand, because you'll start to see the similarities, especially as you transition through all 12 keys systematically. All right, let's do one more to show you. Let's go to B flat. So this is the B flat major scale. So we have 2 black notes, B flat and E flat. So let me show you this in this context. So we're starting on a black note. There we go. Same idea applies. So I'm playing the same fingering. That's my thumb, 3rd finger, 5th finger, and my thumb's going down to the A. Here we go. This C minor 7, D minor 7 coming up, E flat major 7, F7, G minor 7, A, half diminished, and then B flat major 7. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. This is a really, really, really good exercise that I think would really, really help you as you're starting to see the crossovers in terms of different ways to play this. I'll give you an example. So this B flat, which we played as chord 1 when we played the F major scale. This B flat came up, but it was chord 4. It was chord 4. Alright, we'll do one last one as a bit of a bonus. Let me give you this in the key of, let's go to the key of A. Here we go. So, alright, here we go. So see if you can play along with me for this one. Here we go. So, A major, moving to A major 7, B minor, moving to B minor 7. Then we're going to have C sharp minor, moving to C sharp minor 7, D major, moving to D major 7. Then E major, which becomes our E7, then F sharp minor, which becomes F sharp minor 7. Then we're going to have our G sharp diminished, which becomes our G sharp minor 7 flat 5, or G sharp half diminished, 2 words for the same chord, and then A major 7. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please do take the time. I think it will be of great benefit for you to systematically go through this exercise step by step, going from C, going chromatically up if you see fit, or equally you may want to incorporate the different flats one by one. So moving from C, and then G, which will have 1 flat, then D, which will have 2 flats, then A, which will have 3 sorry, not flats, sharp. So let me say that again. So C, which will have So I would encourage you to really practice this systematically in the different keys. So I would really encourage you to practice this systematically through all of the 12 keys. You may wish to go semitone by semitone, so starting in the key of C, then moving up to D flat, D, E flat, E, etc. Or you may wish to incorporate the different black notes step by step. So going from C, which has no black notes, then G, which will have one, which will be the sharp. So start with F sharp, then D, which will have F sharp and C sharp, the key of A, which will have F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp, the key of E, which will have F sharps. So I would really encourage you to practice this systematically, going through all 12 keys step by step, so you get really competent at both being able to know where your major scales are, but also your different ways of playing major, minor, and also diminished chords. And we discussed about the chord extensions that were created in terms of in the key of C. So, and this just applies to all 12 keys, by the way, but if I just relate it to C for a moment. So for chord 1, we have C major 7. For D, D minor 7. For E, E minor 7. For F, that major 7. For G, it was a 7, G7, or dominance, flat 7, you can think about it. Then A, we got our minor 7. Now for the B, we got diminished, which transcends then to our half diminished, or minor 7 flat 5. These are really, really good options to know. And the same, so in terms of, the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, in whichever key you're playing in, the same chord extensions apply as we discussed. So for example, if I just went down a semitone to the key of B, the 1 would still be B major 7, C sharp minor, boogie, the minor 7, D sharp minor, minor 7, E, E major 7, so that's the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, going through all 7. The same theory applies in terms of these chord extensions. They apply in the same context. So 1 will be a major 7, 2 will be a minor 7, 3 will be a minor 7, etc., etc. And this is really, really important to know as you're developing into your keyboard playing journey, to really know some of these chord extensions, but fundamentally to have a really solid understanding of where your major scale notes are. And why not just throw in the options of playing major and minor and diminished chords as well, hey? Why not? Thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. Bye for now.